Tonight on KGW News, the strange crash.
I heard, and then boom.
That has a Portland store cleaning up at their busiest time of year. Plus, the latest businesses forced to make changes after being surrounded by drug use.
It's bringing a tear to my eye because I'm like, it's crazy that that's at the front of my store at midnight.
And police want to thank a good Samaritan who jumped in to help a driver caught in a serious crash.
Some amazing care, the compassion, the empathy.
But the problem? They have no idea who she is. Then later in tonight's Pacific Storyland, the extraordinary artist.
I can make this flower with my eyes closed.
This is beautiful art, truly.
And understated magician.
Defies gravity. They still believe.
Creating beauty, all for the sake of a stranger's smile. We have been telling you that strong winds were going to be hitting the coast tonight, and here they are. This is a live look from our Newport Skycam along the central Oregon coast. We also just got word that Highway 26 is closed in both directions, not far from Seaside and Cannon Beach. Police in Seaside say the closure is due to downed trees and power lines on the road. Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich alongside meteorologist Joe Ranieri here in just a moment. There you are. Joe, when are we going to be seeing these stronger wind gusts here in the valley?
I'd say here in the next 3 or 4 hours or so, but by the time sun rises tomorrow, it is going to be an absolute mess along Highway 26. I just looked, and peak wind gusts so far along the Oregon coast, the Megler Bridge over in Astoria, 73-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And here's a look at the weather impact here in the metro area. Tonight into tomorrow morning, we're going to be seeing some breezy conditions as well. So far, nothing as dramatic as that 73, but I've been seeing some locations in Salem and near Silverton, right around 40 to 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So here's a look at what you're going to be running into now. It's about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. That's kind of the window where we're at right now, where these winds are really going to pick up. That purple color you see up and down the Oregon coastline, that could be anywhere from 50 to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And like I said, we've already seen evidence of it here in the last 20 minutes or so along the northern part of the Oregon coast. Then by, I'd say, late morning, early part of the afternoon, those winds push off to the east, and we'll be seeing relatively quiet conditions. But we're also going to be seeing some very wet conditions move in here in just the next hour or so. So the weather headlines, very strong winds are arriving right now throughout the coast and the valley, and we're already going to be seeing that wind advisory in place until early tomorrow morning throughout the metro area. Wind advisory up to 40-mile-per-hour winds. Red color you see is a high wind warning along the Oregon coast with gusts anywhere from 55 to 60 miles an hour. And again, that rainfall amounts will be pretty heavy. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
I appreciate you keeping us updated. Thank you, Joe. And check out this strange crash caught on camera in southeast Portland today. A car going in reverse slammed into the front of A1 Hawk Jewelry and Loan. Another view shows what it looked like from the inside of the shop. Wow. The general manager says she was getting ready to open when it happened and thankfully did not get hurt. She told us she went over to check on the driver.
I asked him, are you okay? What happened? And he just said, my sister's coming to get me. That's all he told me. This is probably the worst time for us to have this happen because it's Christmas. This is our busiest time of year too. This is when we have everyone come and shop and buy Christmas presents, and so now that just ruined a chunk of our store.
Portland police say the driver was cited for not having insurance or a license, but they did not appear to be impaired. Developing tonight, the search for a good Samaritan, someone police say may have saved a driver's life after a serious car crash in Polk County. Alma McCarty is here with us now. Alma, investigators are pushing out clues, hoping someone out there knows who she is.
Yeah, that's right, Christine. The deputy chief of the Eugene Police tells me that he only knows 2 things about this good Samaritan, that her name is Michaela, although he's unsure on the spelling, and that she's an ER nurse somewhere, maybe not even in Oregon. But he's giving it his best shot in tracking her down to thank her for going above and beyond.
1 month ago, along this stretch of Highway 18 west of Willamina, Oregon State Police responded to a 3-car collision. 2 of those vehicles involved in a head-on crash.
The car is a Prius. It's crumpled. Airbags are deployed. Driver's in serious condition.
But before those first responders got there, Deputy Chief Sean Adams with the Eugene Police Department came upon the scene while traveling back from a conference that Saturday morning.
As I was starting to try to provide care, some emergency care for one of the drivers, a nurse who I only know as Michaela hopped in the other side of the car and began what I would call really some very amazing work.
Michaela didn't hesitate to help, telling him she was an ER nurse.
And boy, oh boy, it showed. Just some amazing care, the compassion, the empathy. But I have no doubt in what I saw from the condition of the driver from when we first began the care to the end, no question that her efforts made a positive impact in this driver's recovery.
Now, back in Eugene, Adams hopes to reconnect with Michaela to recognize her for her life-saving efforts. The department's taken to social media to spread the word. Monday's post shared hundreds of times in less than 48 hours.
I don't think that Michaela is going to see potentially some of the things that we're putting out through our social media posts and here with this interview. But our hope is that somebody will see this and go, hey, wait a minute. I know Michaela works in an ER, and that's where we're going to get this.
As for the driver of the Toyota, the person that they were helping after this crash, the deputy chief tells me they were just moved from the hospital into a recovery facility. If you think you know who Michaela is, you can email Adams, and we'll provide his email address on kgw.com. Christine, back to you.
It would be so cool if we could find out who this woman is. Alma, thank you so much. To get you caught up tonight on other headlines, Sherwood police are searching for a former warehouse manager accused of stealing from his company. Adrian Cooper is wanted on 10 counts of aggravated theft. He's accused of stealing $1.2 million in equipment from Okanite Manufacturing, then reselling it. The business makes underground wiring for utility companies. Detectives are asking anyone who knows where Cooper is to contact Sherwood police. And the man accused of killing United Healthcare's CEO was indicted today on a first-degree murder charge. Luigi Mangione also faces terrorism charges, which the prosecutor says were added because the killing was intended to, quote, evoke fear. Terror. A source told NBC News Mangione is expected to waive extradition at a hearing on Thursday and would be brought to New York. A spokesman for United Health said today the indictment is an important step toward justice in the murder of Brian Thompson. In Wisconsin, police are working to learn more tonight about the 15-year-old student who they say killed a teacher and a classmate before turning the gun on herself. The motive, police say, was a combination of factors.
Everyone was targeted in this incident, and everyone was put in equal danger.
Investigators searched the shooter's home and are looking into a document circulating online claiming to be from the shooter. Police also corrected themselves today, saying the initial 911 call was made by a second-grade teacher, not a student, as they originally reported. Closer to home, some businesses in southwest Portland's Goose Hollow neighborhood are feeling the effects of the city's fentanyl crisis and are taking things into their own hands. That includes the owner of Tercey Soccer. The shop off Southwest 14th and Taylor is right in the middle of what some consider the city's latest fentanyl market. So far this year, the owner has spent $17,000 on private security and repairs from vandalism. He's also replaced the building's exterior awnings with bright lights to try and keep people from gathering under it.
Yeah, I tried to make it as bright as possible and uninviting. I mean, there's the needles and drug paraphernalia and garbage, food, dog waste. I mean, there's really been everything in this parking lot.
Well, I think the sweeps downtown have pushed people looking for drugs up into Goose Hollow.
Apartment complexes are also sending residents letters about the drug use and telling them to avoid leaving the building during certain hours. You can hear what the city and police are saying about the latest drug hotspot by checking out tonight's edition of The Story. You can watch anytime on our free KGW Plus streaming app.